up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Now, this video was inspired because my biggest video on my channel, my most viewed video, is about neck. So I'm gonna update people what I've been doing with my neck. So, neck training is cool. Having a bigger, thicker neck just honestly makes you look more powerful, more intimidating, and just stronger in general. You can literally look at someone with a bigger neck and they might, like in a shirt, and the rest of their body might not look impressive, but they will just have this like commanding presence to them based on the size of your neck. I don't know what it has to do. Maybe it's just something about our human evolution. Big necks look powerful, but if you look at any athlete that looks powerful, normally a big neck and traps is what they have. Now, some people go too far. Some people, their necks are way too big and then it just starts looking goofy. Okay, so if you are trying to increase the size of your neck for aesthetic purposes, don't go too far. If you are a wrestler or a combat athlete or a football player, something along those lines where a stronger neck is for sports performance, then yeah, go to town. Someone I'll always remember as having a huge neck is Kurt Angle, WWE or WWF wrestler, however old you are watching this. His neck was huge and he said he broke his neck. So he had to basically train it so it never happened again, okay? There's a football player who maybe has the biggest neck I've ever seen, is Takeo Spikes. This guy's neck is like outside his ears, okay? His neck is huge. And lastly, I just noticed this the other day. For any NFL fans out there, Lamar Jackson, for a QB, this guy's got a monstrous neck, in my opinion. Maybe it's just the shape of his jaw makes his neck look bigger, but his neck looks pretty freaking thick. Now, that tangent is over. Tangent's over. So let me talk about what I've been doing. So free weights are great, okay? They're probably the easiest thing anyone can have access to. You just pick up a neck harness, as so, with a chain. I don't know where the chain on this one went. I think it's over there somewhere. And attach it for back of your neck, put a plate and put a hoodie on because you don't want to end up with some welt on your forehead. Put a beanie on your head for front work, and then do the same thing for side work. That's like the classic neck workout. You can even bring your harness to the gym and go to a cable stack, do the exact same motions I just showed you. All you have to do is change the direction of your harness. So that gave me some ideas. Okay, I bought these bands and they each have varying resistance. I'm not going to show you all. There's about 6 or 7 bands here. And what you have to do is hook them up to a door stopper. So you put that into the door. Sorry, that made so much noise. You put that into the door and you basically have a portable cable station no matter where you are. You just need a door. Okay, one thing I will say, when you put it in the door, make sure you are doing it in the direction that the door closes, because one time I was using a lot of band tension and I was sorry, this is bringing back what happened. I was using a lot of band tension and I was doing it in the way the door opened, and the thing flew off and it hit me right here, and I had a cut on the top of my head for about 2 or 3 weeks. And I remember when I went to work the next day, people were like, what happened? And I had to explain this story. And someone said maybe wear a face mask next time you do it, but ha ha ha, very funny. So do it in the direction that the door closes in. So basically you're just aiding and closing the door as opposed to slowly open it. I even had the door locked, and that's how hard it came out. So you can imagine what a surprise I was in for that day. If I'd been wearing my glasses, they definitely would have broke. So what I like about this is it's a unique feeling bands, and just to increase the tension, you can slap another band on, okay? Or you can just step further away. So you could put like little markers on the floor or just gauge your distance of how far you're standing from the actual anchor. And that increases resistance as opposed to having to put more weights on your head or change the pin on the cable station. Now, changing of the weights is not that big of a deal. However, when it comes to putting weights on your head, normally anything more than a 45-pound plate is a pain in the ass because I lift by myself and it's hard to put on my head, but it's even harder and feels dangerous to take them off my head. So that's why I like doing front work with bands and cables now, just because I've kind of not outgrown a 45-pound plate, but I find in order for me to get a benefit, I just have to keep doing more and more reps, okay? I could easily do a set of 50 with a 45-pound plate, and I don't know, it's just not giving me the same results. I've noticed my neck growth has kind of staggered, but ever since adding in the bands, I've noticed I've been experiencing new neck growth, basically. And it gives a nice pump. The bands, you would think they don't because of the nature of them, but they do. Now I have a neck harness called the neckflex, which is specifically built for using bands on neck, but I found that you can actually even do this with just a standard head harness. The only problem would be if you're doing a high anchor, like neck flexion exercise, you don't have the strap underneath, so it's kind of slipping off your head a little bit. You could maybe build some sort of harness to go around your head to keep it on your head, but that's extra work. If you'd like to, sure. If you don't have the money to spend on a neck flex, then this will be your next best option. However, the neck flex is just like a one-stop shop. You can do everything with it, and you don't really have to MacGyver anything to make your existing neck harness more effective. And what I like about bands is you could do neck rotation exercises as well. It's similar to the cable, but it's like as you rotate more, you have to put more and more force into it, which is what I like about bands, is the tension actually gets harder. So basically the resistance is increasing as you are completing the movement. And I just find higher reps is easier to do with bands. And lastly, another thing I like to do with bands is heavy static holds, okay? I have an 80-pound and an 100-pound band for my door anchor, and when I double these up, the tension really gets high. And it's like doing like a plank for your neck, except you could do it in any direction. It's a really great exercise. I suggest everyone tries this. You could even go ahead and try it with a cable stack before you purchase any bands. Now, the price of the bands, I got them on Amazon. I think it was about 30 bucks for a 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50-pound resistance band. And those on mine are the resistances doubled up. So for example, if you're just stretching the band normally, like not doubled up, it's really only 5 pounds on the 10-pound one, 10 pounds on the 20, and so on and so forth. Okay. And but it's okay if those don't feel like enough tension, because you can just clip multiple onto your head harness. I've done about 3 bands at once, and it didn't feel weird at all. There was no problems. And also, obviously, the 80 and 100-pound bands are mainly for static holds. I've done some heavy sets of like 10 with the bands, and those are really freaking hard. Just imagine trying to do a 100-pound neck flexion with just the chain. Obviously, it's gonna feel hard as well. So, go pick up your set of bands if you like to do band neck work. What I like about this is you could do them at home if you're not a home gym lifter. You could even bring these to the gym. I don't know why you would. If you're gonna look weird looking for a door. However, you probably have doors at your house, so you could just leave these at home and don't have to do neck with your actual workout if that's not something you want to do. So, if you like this video, please click that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share the videos with your friends if you think they'll like them as well. And as always, class is dismissed. Bing, bang, boom.